Hi, it's Rebecca here from Precious Pages Papercraft, and today's layout is in celebration of my Scrappy friend Kathy reaching 1,000 subscribers. So we're having a hop and a giveaway, and we've each picked a layout of Kathy's to scrap lift, and this is the one I've chosen. I'll pop it up in the top right hand corner there so I can talk you through my inspiration. So I'm going to use the Beyond the Sea collection by P13, and I've picked out paper number 1, or a scrap of it, which is all I've got left. I've used the rest on another layout that I'm yet to share, so this is all I had left. But I was inspired by the stripes of patterned paper in Kathy's layout, and it instantly made me think of this paper from Beyond the Sea. So I'm going to use all the stripes. I'm cutting them out individually. I'm going to distress all the edges and just round off the two ends just to make it a little less square at the ends. So whilst I'm just cutting these out and distressing them all, I'll take the opportunity to just congratulate Kathy first of all. 1,000 subscribers is a massive achievement. I don't even think I'm at 400, so 1,000 is huge. So congrats to Kathy. We are having a hop, as I said at the beginning, so there are loads of us taking part today. In the description box for my video you'll find the links to all the other ladies taking part, so it'd be great if you've got some time today or over the coming days or weeks just to make your way through everyone's channels, and if you like what you see, obviously hit the subscribe button. But it'd be lovely if you could just make your way through the hop and have a look at the layouts that everybody else has chosen of Kathy's to scrap lift. So my idea behind this layout was really to try and recreate the patterned paper that I'm using in its entirety, but on a white background. So like I said, I've used the rest of this paper, the outline of it, for a border on another layout. But the whole 12 by 12 sheet has these stripes going across, and then it has the image of twine interlocking all the way down either side. So obviously that part of the paper is on my other layout, but I really did like the effect of it, and I only had this one sheet. So I'm going to try and recreate it with some real twine. I've got a huge ball of it there. Don't often use it, but when I do use it, it does tend to be for beachy layouts. So I'm going to thread that through either side and try and recreate this patterned paper. I was going to use my circle hole punch there, but the holes would have been way too big. So I'm using a paper piercing tool and just making a tiny hole and kind of wiggling it around to stretch the hole out. And I've tied a bit of sellotape just wrapped it around the end of the twine, kind of like you get on your trainer or sneaker shoelaces. Just to help guide it through a bit easier, because it does fray really easily, this stuff. Oh, there we go, that's just me tying the sellotape around there. I'm a bit ahead of myself. So it just helps it to go through those holes. And I'm going up one and down the other, kind of an in and out movement all the way down the side. And then I'm going to use a separate bit of twine and do exactly the same on the other side. And once I've done that, I'm going to tie it off with 4 knots. I'm not trying to hide the knots at all. It adds to the kind of rustic effect of the layout, having the knots on display. So just naturally, because of the way the weaving goes, the bottom 2 sit on top of the patterned paper, whereas the top 2 knots kind of sit underneath behind it. But I'm not making any conscious effort to hide them. I quite like the effect of having them on display. So just before I add those knots, I'm going to add a strip of foam behind each of my stripes. And this is just so that when I stick it down, it's raised off the page a bit, and that will help to give the layout some dimension, and it will give a lovely shadowed effect underneath, which I really, really love. I love a lot of texture and dimension on my layouts, so I quite often pop everything up with foam and just have different levels. So that's going to add loads of dimension. It just means it's not so flat on my background. And I'm going to just add some double-sided tape to the back of each one there to help me stick it down. So there we go, that's them all stuck down in place. Now I'm happy that they're all level and the spacing between each one is even, I can go ahead and tie those knots. So my photo today is of my mum and my little boy paddling in the sea on the Isle of Wight where my parents live. It's a lovely photo because my little boy doesn't really like the sea. By the end of the holiday I'd come to realise it's more the waves he doesn't like, because when you kind of walked out we were sort of rock pooling and looking for crabs and things here, so it's loads of rocks, it wasn't very deep. He was more than happy to go up to his waist in the water there where there were no waves because the tide had gone out. But like paddling on the actual beachfront where the waves were was a massive no-go for him. So I'm just pulling some bits out from the collection now. I've got some fussy cut florals there. They are from paper number 4 and I fussy cut that whole sheet of florals to use. I love them, they're so pretty. And then I've got these packs of cardstock tags. So I've got packs 2 and 3 I think it is, and in Kathy's original layout she's got some banners going top to bottom behind her photos. So that was the other reason I was inspired to use this collection, because I knew there were loads of these banner tags in there. So I'm not placing them directly behind my photo like Kathy has on her layout as such, but I'm going to have those two up at the top there behind my floral cluster. So I've got one that says vitamin C and the other one is a picture of a lighthouse. And I'm going to distress the edges and just position those underneath. And I'm going to cut another floral cluster out. I kind of skipped through that, so I didn't really cut that quickly, I promise. Because the florals are slightly different shapes on that patterned paper and I preferred the look of the second one I cut out. I've just quickly swapped those over. And now I've got loads of bits that I've fussy cut from paper number 7 and I'm just going to position some of those in clusters around my photo. I've also got these die cut banners. I am going to stick one of those behind my photo in a nod to Kathy's layout because she does have those behind her photo. I contemplated one top and bottom but wasn't keen on the look of it. So I'm just going for the one banner peeking out behind, underneath my photo. And then this is, I mentioned paper number 7, I'm just fussy cutting some bits out from that. The second paper you saw there where I've got this ship steering wheel from is the back of paper number 4, which was the one with all the florals on. So this collection is great for fussy cutting because you can create so much ephemera and it just really stretches the layout, the collection. Like you can get so many layouts just out of fussy cutting one sheet of paper. It's brilliant. Like you can see there, I've got loads and loads of bits cut out. And I've stuck another one of those floral clusters underneath the banner, underneath the photo there. So once I'm happy with how things are looking and the position they're in, I'm going to commit and start getting things stuck down. So those tags there I'm going to stick down flat on my strips of paper, and then I'm going to pop the floral cluster up on foam pads to add even more dimension to my layout. So you would have noticed whilst I was blabbering on, I've mounted my photo onto white cardstock, and then I've added a second layer from one of the patterned papers, I think it's number 5, and I've used that lovely pale blue side. And I've distressed the edges and torn the bottom edge of that patterned paper for a bit more texture and interest. And then again I'm popping that up on a layer of craft foam. and then I'm going to work on those clusters and getting everything stuck in place. So I'm almost there now, it's just the last few bits as finishing touches. I've got these chipboard pieces here, they are by Dusty Attic, and I think that is wordplay number 7 this set. And I'm just sticking one of those pieces down there that says Summer Days, and I'm going to use that as my title. And I stuck that down with glossy accents just to make sure it holds. And then this pack here is the cardstock tags number 1, they're all circular. They were a little bit too big for what I was looking for, so I've also got sticker sheet number 3, which are those tiny round stickers, and I've just used one of those up on the top just to balance out that floral cluster. And I think that's me done. Yes, that's my layout finished. So thank you very much for joining me today. Please remember to hit the subscribe button if you like my layouts, to make sure you see all my other layouts that I post, and if you get a chance it'd be great if you could make your way through the other ladies' videos as well. But for now I'll leave you with the close-ups. Thanks very much.